The World Series on Fox is sponsored by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. By MasterCard, the preferred card of Major League Baseball. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. We are at Rangers Ballpark. We are in Arlington, Texas. 75-degree day. And a stiff breeze is blowing through the ballpark. Game 3 umpires tonight. It's Bill Miller behind the plate. Mike Winters at first. Jeff Kellogg at second. Gary Darling is at third. John Hirschbeck, the crew chief, is down the left field line. And Sam Holbrook is in right. Who threw out the first pitch tonight? Part of the ownership group and the club president, Nolan Ryan, who did this in the ALCS. 68 miles per hour. And then tonight, he brought his good stuff to World Series game number 3. He unleashed to Pudge a 68-mile-per-hour pitch. He's consistent, bounced it in, but if you're going to bounce a first pitch into any catcher, Pudge Rodriguez would be a good one to bounce it into.
Because he can pick it still.
Jim Sundberg caught his ceremonial first pitch in the ALCS. So why don't we take a look at the Taco Bell starting lineup for the Giants, brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. And they will lead it off with Andres Torres in center field. Freddie Sanchez bats second. Aubrey Huff back in the number 3 spot. Buster Posey cleans up. Pat Burrell is in left. Cody Ross in right. Juan Uribe at third. The DH is Pablo Sandoval. And Edgar Renteria is the shortstop batting ninth. We're in an American League park, so the DH is used. That means that guy, Colby Lewis, will not hit, but he will pitch. And the Texas Rangers need a good one out of their 31-year-old right-hander.
31 years old. He spent the last 2 years in Japan. Not too many pitchers in Major League history have done that. He pitches backwards, which is a real good thing because he throws breaking balls in fastball counts. 1-0, 2-0, 2-1, 3-1. His strikeout pitch, his slider, and his control may be an issue.
If it's not, the Texas Rangers like the guy they have on the mound here tonight. Our opening pitch is sponsored by Budweiser, official beer of the thirst inning, the beer that starts with a full flavor and ends with a crisp, clean finish. Great times are waiting. Grab some Buds. And now a look at the defense for the Texas Rangers. Nelson Cruz is in left. Josh Hamilton is in center, and Jeff Francoeur in right. Around the infield, third to first, Young, Andrus, Kinsler, Moreland. The catcher is Benji Molina, who did not catch in game 2, and on the mound is Colby Lewis. And it has been some kind of long and winding road for Colby Lewis in professional baseball. He was originally a compensation pick in this organization. Hurt his shoulder, went to Detroit, went to Washington, went to Oakland, Kansas City, goes to Japan for 2 years, and then he was so good in Japan that there was a bidding war for his services to bring him back to the States, and Colby Lewis ended up signing with the organization he knew so well, and that's the Texas Rangers, and they're glad they brought him back. 13 losses on the season, but a good ERA of 3.72, 12 victories, and so far this postseason here at home, 2-0 with an ERA of 1.45. Andres Torres will try and get it started for San Francisco, a club that so far during this World Series is hitting .314 as a group. That has yanked their postseason team average up to .246. And we are set for baseball here in game 3. Strike one. And they're going to throw that baseball out of play. The home plate umpire, Bill Miller, gets a fresh baseball. So does Colby Lewis. He has to rub it up. So the first ever World Series game in Texas Rangers history here at home. 50th year for this franchise overall. They threw the first pitch. Lewis did, and then they will put that in a trophy case. Torres hits it hard but foul past first.
Say 50 years. The organization started back in 1961 as the New Washington Senators and then moved to Texas in 1972. And who was their first manager? None other than the splendid splinter Ted Williams.
Here's an 0-2. Straightens up Torres, who started out this postseason hitting just over 100. Through the first 7 games, did not score a run. He's reached in 5 straight now, and he's been hot with a bat. Jammed here. Moreland to his right will flip for the out. 1 away. Torres, despite a hip flexor that he suffered in Game 6 of the NLCS, is running well, and Colby Lewis didn't want to take anything for granted. He got over to the bag. Moreland flipped it to him for the out, and here's Freddie Sanchez. All 4 hits coming in Game 1, which included doubles in each of his first 3 at bats. 2006 won a batting title with the Pirates at .344. Came to San Francisco last year and has appeared locked in this World Series. Takes a strike, much to his surprise.
Bruce Bochy also talking about Freddie. He had shoulder surgery last December, and Boch telling us before Game 2 that he's just getting strong again, getting his strength back.
One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Aubrey Huff on deck. Strike 2.
You'll see that pitch a lot from Lewis tonight. Not in that spot. Not high, but that was the slider. That's the pitch off of which he lives.
Line drive into right field, and that ball will get down. Francoeur cuts it off, and it's a 1-out single for Freddie Sanchez. Home plate umpire is Bill Miller, talking about shadows here in the early innings. He's wearing a mic. Oh, that worked out well. What he did say was, it's hard to see. There's a hot spot behind the pitcher. That's what I'm told. Oh, that sun is bad, is what he said. 1 on, 1 out. Gonna have to take my word for that one. That is down and in to Aubrey Huff, who is 2 for 4 with a home run in his career against Colby Lewis. 3 for 7 this World Series, hitting .283 during the postseason. One out hit by Sanchez on a 1-2 pitch. And now a fly ball into right center field will hang up for Francoeur. 2 out.
Colby Lewis taking just enough off of that fastball to get Aubrey Huff out in front. Hit it off the end of the bat.
87-mile-per-hour delivery. I think it's interesting to see Huff hit a ball like that. A little off balance. Francoeur with a smile after he made the catch, but the ball, that's the area in this park where it can really carry, and it almost got out to the track.
Yeah.
1 on, 2 out. And a strike on the outside corner to Buster Posey. Rookie catcher hitting cleanup. 2 for 9 in this World Series as Lewis drilled the outside edge. Ball and a strike. A San Francisco lineup that has scored 20 runs through the first 2 games. After scoring 30 runs total in the 10 previous games, the first 2 rounds of the postseason. They broke out of it in Game 1, an 11-7 win. That's outside. 2-1. 2 nights ago, Game 2, a 9-0 win in a game that was close until the 8th. And in doing so, become the first team in World Series history to score 20 runs and win the first 2 games. That's into the corner. Francoeur gives it a look, and that ball is foul. Almost hit that foul pole down the right field line as Posey came close to an opposite field home run. Just .325, and Posey, who hasn't gone deep in the postseason, almost put his club on top 2-zip.
Good power the other way. He's adjusted with 2 strikes, hitting the ball to right field during the postseason. Probably get a slider here.
Instead, a check on Sanchez, who doesn't run much. 2 strikes, maybe the Giants think about it.
Nope, fastball.
And a full count. That means Sanchez will go at first. On deck is Pat Burrell, who's hitless in this World Series. Three-two. Ball 4. 2 on, 2 out.
What a great at bat by Buster Posey on the 3-2 pitch, just taking that ball off the outside corner.
And what an opportunity here for San Francisco. Up 2 games to nothing, looking for their first world championship since 1954, with 2 on, 2 out, and Pat Burrell digging in. Burrell during the regular season hit 18 home runs. He's got 1 so far this postseason. That came in game 2 of the division series against Atlanta. Fastball by his bat, strike 1.
Lewis actually missing by about 6 inches. Molina wanted it away, floated back inside.
Strike 2.
There's the slider again in a bad spot. High.
Ball 1 low. 30 of the 50 runs that the Giants have scored in this postseason have come with 2 out. And they have a chance here with Sanchez at second, Posey at first for Pat Burrell, who's set up at 1 and 2. Time called at the plate. Burrell got out. Colby Lewis stepped off. Went back, grabbed a rosin bag, and now looks in for the sign from Molina. Got it. And Burrell strikes out, leaving 2. Bottom of the first, game 3, no score. The World Series on Fox is sponsored by DirecTV. Just watch TV, DirecTV. By Bank of America, the official bank of Major League Baseball. And by Autotrader.com. Now compare new and used cars side by side at Autotrader.com. Starting lineup for Texas brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Elvis Andrus is getting ready. He's first up. Then Michael Young. Josh Hamilton hits third. Vladimir Guerrero is back in there as the DH in the AL Park. Nelson Cruz, Ian Kinsler, Jeff Francoeur is in right. Benji Molina and Mitch Moreland, the rookie first baseman, is batting in the number 9 spot. And here is Jonathan Sanchez. And his numbers this postseason not good. His last time out, Game 6 of the NLCS.
When he was warming up, he appeared to be working at a faster pace. When pitchers have problems throwing strikes early in the game, that's one thing pitching coaches will tell them. Work a little quicker.
Control has been the issue for Sanchez. And he hits with a strike on pitch number 1 to Elvis Andrus. Elvis is 1 for 6 in this World Series, and that skips in. Jonathan Sanchez was outstanding in the Division Series Game 3 at Atlanta. 7 1/3. 1 run, 2 hits, struck out 11, walked only 1. He walked 3 in the first inning, Game 2 at Philadelphia. Ended up losing that game 6-1, although he got himself figured out. There's a strike. And then, Tim, in Game 6, he got into the 3rd inning. That's when he hit Chase Utley. The two had words, but Bruce Bochy was already going to take Sanchez out of that game before the bench is empty. As Andrus strikes out, and a good start for Jonathan Sanchez. 1 out.
Our scouting report about Sanchez, you can see already he's working at a faster pace. He has small hands. It's tough to grip those off-speed pitches. 96 walks, the most in the major leagues. And I agree with Eric Karros. If he has a good first inning, I think he'll have a good game. But getting by that first, an important stride for him.
Pitch is up and away to Michael Young, who has hit well against left-handed pitchers during this postseason. 375 to be exact. That one bounces in. It's 2-0. We got Josh Hamilton in the on-deck circle, and George and Laura Bush behind him. Right next to Nolan Ryan. Here's Young lining one into left. Burrow cannot make the play. Couldn't hang on once he hit the turf. 1 on, 1 out.
I thought the ground couldn't cause a fumble. That Burrow did not have a good break. And the ball actually hit the ground before it came out of the glove, it appeared. It certainly comes out. It's a base hit for Michael Young. And the Rangers could have something going here in the first inning.
Yeah, I agree with you. That ball bounced in. However, the left field umpire, John Hirschbeck, initially put his hand up and then gave the safe sign when the ball came out. You have to go in and cleanly take it out of your glove. And so, in essence, you have to maintain the catch going to the ground in Major League Baseball, as you do in the NFL. As Calvin Johnson and the Detroit Lions know all too well. Here's Hamilton. Popped up off the hands, and the Giants have done a great job pitching to Josh Hamilton as Uribe makes the play. He and Renteria communicating, and a little lunge by Renteria, then he got out of the way.
Josh Hamilton now 1 for 9. This fastball inside, Hamilton getting under it. The Giants have manipulated the bat speed of Josh Hamilton, going inside, going outside, throwing breaking balls in the dirt. So far, a great job to Hamilton.
Now Vlad Guerrero, the DH who hit 300, popped 29 home runs, and drove home 115 on the year. And the Rangers are happy to have his bat back in the lineup. Made 2 errors as the right fielder in Game 1. Sat on the bench in Game 2, as did Benji Molina. Those are 2 important pieces to this offense back in there for Texas.
Yeah, I think he's the real key as to whether the Rangers win or not tonight.
There's a shot into left, into the corner. Burrow on the run makes the catch before he bangs into the wall. Guerrero didn't get it all. Burrow had to go a long way to make the catch, and in the corner, 1 step in front of the wall, makes the grab. No score after 1. World Series Family Night on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Chevrolet is proud to partner with youth baseball across the country, helping to build the next generation of big leaguers. We call it Family night because of the earlier start. We're glad you're with us tonight on Fox. As Cody Ross, who's been just a tremendous player for this San Francisco team during the postseason, took a strike. And now a ball down and away.
He has not had many bad at-bats in this postseason.
He's hit in 9 straight. Done really well with runners in scoring position overall. 5 for 8 during the postseason. There's a strike, 1-2. But for a late piece added, now he has crept up higher and higher in this lineup. He's been up in some key spots, and he has delivered for San Francisco. A 1-2. It's foul. Our little family travels during the course of the year, and along with our producer Pete Cheska, our director Bill Webb, Steve Horn, our editorial consultant here in the booth, Joe, Tim, and Ken. See that streak and what it has meant historically for the Giants during the postseason. That misses. 2-2. Ron Washington certainly had more of an edge to him tonight when we met with him before the ball game. These Rangers feel it. Down 2-0 and hoping that their bats wake up. Matt Cain was sensational in game 2. The 2-2, full count. Lincecum was good in game 1. Cain was spectacular, especially when the Rangers had opportunities with runners in scoring position. Here's a 3-2. Ross lines it foul. Pat Burrell could not come up with that line drive base hit off the bat of Michael Young, but he made a very good running catch in the corner. Had to go a long way to end the first inning, of the ball hit by Guerrero. That's a leadoff walk. Second walk by Colby Lewis, and we go back to that shot by Vladimir Guerrero.
Ball off the end of the bat. Just a little bit. It shows you how strong Guerrero is. That sound not quite on the sweet spot, and Burrell makes a terrific play.
Brings in Juan Uribe, who during the postseason is hitting 171, but you'd never know it. That's what
good.
He's done this
yeah, you're right.
series at 286. That's a ball high. Seems like every time the Giants need a big hit, Uribe has come up with it. Go back to a walk-off sacrifice fly in game 4 of the NLCS, the 8th inning home run in game 6 that won it against the Phillies. That's ball 2. 3-run home run in game 1 of this World Series, 2 RBIs in game 2. And he's played well defensively now, the everyday third baseman. That's what the Giants have done as a group, and how the numbers have jumped up in this 3rd round of the postseason. Here's a 2-0. Popped up. Right side. Playable for Kinsler. Foul ground, 1 out. One on, 1 out after the leadoff walk, and the batter will be Sandoval. Talked about it during the NLCS that the weight gain by Pablo Sandoval has basically cost him the opportunity to play more defensively. They have a perfect situation to get his bat in the lineup here in the AL City and use him as the DH. But it's something that the Giants, and in particular Pablo, have to tackle over the offseason, as they tried to do last offseason. Strike 1.
Not only a switch hitter, but he's ambidextrous, as we found out tonight before the game. Bruce Bochy was saying that he gave him a ball to throw left-handed to second base in spring training. He threw a seed to second base. Heard of ambidextrous pitchers. In fact, Bruce Bochy brought up Greg Harris, who used to play for him for the San Diego Padres.
Pitch to Pablo's popped up left side, foul ground. Michael Young along the railing is out of room. That's strike two. Well, Pablo was born a left-hander, and he learned how to throw with his right hand at the age of 9 so he could play catcher, which is how he initially got to the big leagues. Was tutored by the guy who will crouch down behind him, Benji Molina. They call him the Panda, Kung Fu Panda. Barry Zito gave him that nickname. Second best average in the National League last year at .330. But this year, as time went on during the course of the regular season, his average started to fall off, and now here in the postseason, he's a bench player for Bruce Bochy. The 0-2. Double play ball to Kinsler. Flip out over to first. Out. 4-6-3. We go to the bottom of the second with Cruz, Kinsler, Francoeur coming up. We are in Texas, and there is no score. The World Series on Fox is sponsored by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Up above, our aerial coverage is brought to you by DirecTV. Get movies a month before Netflix with DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Kids having a good time out beyond center field here at Rangers Ballpark. Here's Nelson Cruz shooting one to center. Back as Torres turns off the wall. Cruz will hand first, slide into second with a leadoff double.
You will not see a ball hit much harder than this to center field. Andres Torres stood in his tracks momentarily, and by the time he turned around, that ball hit the wall. What a rocket off the bat of Cruz, a man who Ron Washington said does not know yet how good he is.
It was either going over the wall, might have gone through it.
Through it, right.
It drilled it up high and bounced back to Torres, who ballooned it back into the infield. It's a double. And here is Ian Kinsler, who was a career .312 hitter here in his home park. You know, the interesting part of that is the Rangers wanted to be patient against Sanchez, which they were in the first inning. Sanchez proved that he was going to be around the strike zone early, and Nelson Cruz went up there and jumped on the first pitch and shot it off the wall in center. And now a first pitch strike to Kinsler. And Sanchez almost caught Cruz wandering too far.
Joe, it's a tough lineup to be patient. They're a very, very aggressive team, and that's why Sanchez presents a lot of problems for the Rangers. But that hit by Cruz was not one of them.
Kinsler grounds to the shortstop. That advances the runner. Good base running by Cruz. One out.
If you're the runner on at second base, when do you go to third? If the ball is hit at you or to your left, you go to third. This ball is hit at Nelson Cruz, and he takes off for third base. Very, very alert base running by Nelson Cruz.
That's a big man going second to third. from somebody who stole 17 bases. That's what Ron Washington is talking about. He's got all the power you could ever want, and he can run. And now it's Jeff Francoeur, who started this season. Well, he's bounced around. As the infield is back, here's a grounder to third. Now Cruz goes back to the bag. Out at first. 2 out. Francoeur grounds out to third. And Cruz is standing there with 2 away.
That is not a good base running play. If you're going on contact with the infield back, Uribe is back. His first move was back toward the bag. With the infield back, to me, you land on your right foot. You use that as a brake to go back, or it pushes you forward. You've got to score on that ball.
And now it's Bengie Molina, who is looking for a 2-out RBI hit. Molina so far this postseason hitting .353. Ron Washington saw his club go 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position, 0 for 9 in game 2. You're not even talking about getting a hit, just a productive out for the Rangers to get a run home. Molina got a piece, and then the ball got a piece of Posey. 1-1. That got a lot of the inside of the left thigh of Buster Posey. So the man Bengie Molina, who was cleared out of the Giants lineup to make room for Buster Posey, who's putting down the signs. He's trying to come up with a 2-out hit for Texas. No score in the second. Molina with 8 RBIs this postseason. Three balls and a strike. Well, that'll put runners at the corners with 2 out and leave it in the lap of the rookie first baseman Moreland. Mitch will walk to the plate, 3 for 5 in this World Series. Now dealing with the left-hander Sanchez.
Yeah, the only left-hander in the Ranger lineup. Sanchez was very, very tough on left-handed batters this year. Left-handed hitters hitting only .181 against Jonathan.
Sanchez trying to get around that leadoff double. 2/3 of the way there. Ball 1 up and in. Moreland so far is 1 for 8 against left-handed pitching this postseason. Sanchez deals, and now he's getting a little wild. 2-0 on the left-hander Moreland.
Buster Posey out to talk to Jonathan. Uribe in. That wildness can strike at any time. Out of nowhere.
And that meeting is dominated by Uribe. Posey just turned around and went back to the plate once Uribe showed up.
Yep.
Now Uribe is going back to third base. Sanchez trying to throw a strike. And Moreland was ready for one, but jerks it foul. Pulled the trigger too soon. Inside corner, 2-2. And a big pitch there for Sanchez.
Instead of 3-1, it's 2-2. As Sanchez gets the call. Borderline pitch looked like a strike.
It was 2-0, now 2-2. And a weight on it, breaking ball, and off the hands, fouled out of play. Mitch Moreland, a rookie first baseman, who was told after 2008 by this organization they thought maybe he would be better off trying to make it to the big leagues as a pitcher. He had to talk the organization out of that. And a pretty good start to 2009. Got better and better, and halfway through 2010 he took over the first base position. Main guy that was in his way, Justin Smoke, was in the Cliff Lee trade. So now it's Moreland's job here in Texas. The 2-2. Really good at bat. Cruz led off with a double. Moved to third on a ground out by Kinsler. Went back to the bag. With the infield back on a ground ball by Francoeur. And after a walk to Molina, it's a 2-2 on Moreland. Another foul. Moreland hits one to right. 3-run shot. 3-0 Texas.
A 9-pitch at bat. First pitch is high. Sanchez falling behind. Long foul. The fourth pitch is a strike. And then 4 foul balls. Now watch Buster Posey on this pitch. Move inside. Gone. Rangers take a 3-run lead.
And the reaction from Nolan Ryan as Andrus takes the ball up and away. What an at bat by the rookie first baseman Mitch Moreland. And now a 2-0 count on Andrus. Ball 3.
Mitch Moreland played his college baseball at Mississippi State. That was the same school attended by the great giant, Will Clark. And that, to me, looked like a Will Clark at bat right there.
There's a strike. Andres chops one to Uribe. To this point in the life of Mitch Moreland, he has never had a bigger swing of the bat. And maybe the same for this organization. Down 2 games to nothing. Up 3-zip in game 3. Edgar Renteria first up for the Giants. Strike one from Colby Lewis. Renteria making his 62nd career start at shortstop during the postseason. And he has really been a lift to this Giants team. He takes a pitch down and away. It's his 7th postseason overall. He's in his 3rd World Series. He's already been a hero for the Marlins back in '97. Part of a Cardinal team that was swept by the Red Sox in '04, and now he's driven off the plate by Lewis with ball 2.
A big question before the World Series began, will Renteria retire? Tell you, success from the game lures you back.
I would think.
Teases you.
So 2-ball, 2-strike count. And a guy who was on the disabled list 3 times this year. They only got 3 home runs at the end of a 2-year, $18.5 million deal. He has stepped up in October. That's strike 3, and Renteria reacts about as much as you'll ever see him react. 1 out.
I think Edgar thought it was both low and outside. That's a slider, the vintage pitch from Lewis, and that pitch was a ball.
I agree. Although in our grid it looked like it caught the bottom portion of our look at it, our graphic of the strike zone. By the time Molina received it, Renteria looked down and Molina's glove was headed to the ground. It was called strike 3. Torres takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Andres grounded out his first time. We talked about Colby Lewis and his travels. Spent 2 years in Japan. He was quoted during the postseason as saying, you know, he and his wife were thinking maybe 1 more year in Japan and that'd be it. Only 31 years old. But he got it together, and all of a sudden there was a bidding war for his services back here in the States. Here's Michael Young. 2 out. Ken Rosenthal with more on really the life of Colby Lewis and the career. Kenny.
That's right, Joe. One reason they came back from Japan, the Lewises, is that Jenny, Colby's wife, suffers from Graves' disease. That's a thyroid condition. Colby wanted her to be comfortable. They wanted to have another child, a 2nd child, and they wanted to get health insurance from a major league club. Well, the good news is that Jenny is in remission, no longer under any medication, and yes, she's pregnant again.
And here is Colby, thank you, Ken, who has starred here at home this postseason for the Rangers. Here's a fly ball into center. Off the bat of Freddie Sanchez. Hamilton drifts back and grabs it. We go to the bottom of the 3rd here in game 3. Rangers lead 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving me.
For giving us
the chance to play,
to learn,
To grow. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me
the ability, the skills,
The power. To grow up and be.
whatever,
anything,
everything.
I want to be
And everything I am today.
RBI stands for Reviving Baseball in Inner Cities. But to its thousands of participants across the country, it's so much more than baseball. This is beyond opportunity. This is beyond baseball.
This game of the World Series is sponsored by DreamWorks Megamom.
Batter up.
In theaters Friday, November 5th, rated PG.
It'll be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for Texas here in the 3rd inning. They lead 3-0 as Mitch Moreland hit his first home run ever against a left-handed pitcher in his 29th at bat. A 3-run shot with 2 out in the bottom of the 2nd. Moreland is now 4 for 6 in this World Series. Ball and a strike on Michael Young. Have been 1 for 8 against left-handed pitching this postseason. Rode 1 out in a 9-pitch at bat. And now Michael Young shoots one into left center field. Burrell over to play it. Leadoff man is on, and Young is 2 for 2. Super Bowl 45 is in just over 3 months. And it is just down the street here in Arlington, Texas. February 6th. First Super Bowl in the Dallas area. 3rd in the state of Texas. And they throw a party like nowhere else here in this city. And Jerry Jones will roll out the red carpet for the NFL. 6th of February, and Super Bowl 45 is right here on Fox. Bad news is for the fans in this area, the Cowboys are 1-5, and their starting quarterback Tony Romo has a broken left collarbone.
Some Elvis Andrus fans right there.
Halloween fans, as that's tomorrow.
That's right, Halloween Eve.
So if you're tuning us in at some Halloween party in some spot across this country, thanks for joining us. It's game 3 of the World Series, and another check on Michael Young. To this point, and it stands to reason with a guy like Hamilton, as he has gone in this postseason, so have the Rangers. That bounces in, ball and a strike. Came in hitting 136 in the 6 postseason losses with 1 home run. The Rangers have suffered in .292 with 3 of his 4 home runs in the 7 wins. Hamilton takes a strike. Good pitch from Sanchez. Strike 2.
Good breaking ball from Sanchez, right where it should be.
Hamilton's 1 for 9 in this World Series. And stays up there.
He missed his pitch there. That was that pitch right above the belt, fat part of the plate. He can hit that pitch.
And he can hit it out to left.
Yeah, good power the other way.
Guillermo Mota, the right-hander, is getting loose for the Giants in their pen as Hamilton grounds one to the right side. Good play by Sanchez. He can only get Hamilton. Good base running by Michael Young. Got a good break. He's at second, 1 out.
Sanchez looked briefly at second base. Michael Young down there, no play, and he gets the 1 out. It's a tough situation right here. If you want to pitch around Vlad Guerrero, you can't. I mean, he's a guy who swings at anything off the plate anyway. Certainly you don't want to walk him intentionally, not with Nelson Cruz on deck.
Sanchez right now pitching to stay in this game, and he misses outside, ball 1. You've got Nelson Cruz on deck, and you have to figure if Sanchez doesn't get Vladimir Guerrero with Mota getting ready and the way he worked the end of game 2. Bochy had a quick hook in game 6 of the NLCS, and he may again here tonight. Here's a 1-0 to the third baseman Uribe. Looks at Michael Young, gets the out, 2 away. And the batter will be Nelson Cruz. The pitcher will be Jonathan Sanchez. Major League Baseball and Fox celebrate 2 great fall traditions: the World Series and Halloween. And tonight, proud to announce the winners for the first ever World Series of costumes, as selected by American Idol's Randy Jackson and Ryan Seacrest from the thousands of photos submitted by fans. Tim, bad news, yours was not selected. The winners are Khalil, representing the Yankees, Lydia, representing the Brewers, and Reagan, representing the hometown Texas Rangers.
Thank you very much.
So we'll have costumes in the crowd here tonight, and for sure tomorrow night in Game 4 in a matchup of Madison Bumgarner and Tommy Hunter, lefty and a righty. Cruz hits one to third. Uribe makes the stop, gets the out, and a good job by Sanchez to get around the leadoff hit. We go to the 4th in Game 3. Rangers up 3-0. Here comes Aubrey Huff to lead it off in the 4th inning. Huff, Posey, and Burrell. Tonight's Pizza Hut player favorites delivered to you by Pizza Hut. Your favorite moments deserve our favorite pizza. Favorite team growing up, the Texas Rangers. Favorite player, Nolan Ryan, who is behind him as he digs in. And his favorite event, the $1 dog night at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. So Huff's favorite list is delivered by Pizza Hut. Your favorites delivered. There's Nolan Ryan, and Ken Rosenthal is with us after a strike to Aubrey Huff. Here comes the next from Colby Lewis. Up high. You have more on Aubrey being from this area?
I do, Joe. His grandparents were huge Ranger fans, and his grandmother was a huge fan of an infielder named Jeff Houston. In fact, Aubrey says Grandma would have left Grandpa for Houston.
Thank you, Ken. Aubrey Huff, and we've talked about it, I think, probably too much or relentlessly, has become one of the favorite guys we've had a chance to cover in the postseason in years. He grounds one to short. Good defensive positioning as Andrus makes the play, 1 out. Shaded up the middle. That's right where Aubrey hit it, 1 down here in the 4th. That'll bring in Buster Posey. And the rookie walked and was stranded his first time up. But I'm sure we talked more about it during the NLCS, that this is a group, and it's worn out by now, but misfits, whatever you want to call them, dirty dozen, that's what Bochy called him. Here's a base hit into left, and Posey's on base for the 2nd time tonight. But whatever the mix, they really fit well together. It's a good clubhouse. Everyone seems to get along. There aren't any cliques down there, and they are not intimidated by any situation as they trail here 3-0 tonight. And Brian Wilson, the closer, is a big part of setting the mood down in that clubhouse.
Well, if the team is the Dirty Dozen, the manager would be Lee Marvin playing Major Reisman in the Dirty Dozen. Great, memorable movie that was. Jim Brown, Trini Lopez, John Cassavetes.
Here's Burrell. He takes a strike. And Colby Lewis. Bruce Bochy has had a great run during this postseason. There's a strike, and it's 0-2. Bochy, who was a teammate with the 1980 Houston Astros, teammate to Nolan Ryan. Longtime big league catcher. Here's a strikeout of Burrell, his 2nd of the night. 1 on, 2 out. Tonight's game on Fox is sponsored by Pizza Hut. Your favorite plays deserve your favorite pizza. Your favorites, your Pizza Hut. And by the new Ford Edge. The world has never seen a crossover quite like this. Here is Cody Ross, who walked his first time up and then was Involved in the double play, hit into by Sandoval. Fly ball into center. Colby Lewis is doing his thing. Back from Japan. Tremendous import coming back to the Rangers. He has shut out the Giants through 4 into the bottom half. 3-0 Texas. Jonathan Sanchez got around that leadoff hit in the 3rd inning. Did a good job by getting the next 3. World Series Family Night on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet. Chevrolet is proud to partner with youth baseball across the country, helping to build the next generation of big leaguers. As we present World Series baseball to you earlier than we typically do, we thank Chevrolet for helping with that. First pitch is a strike to Ian Kinsler. 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Kinsler is 0 for 1. That's strike 2.
Joe, you think about how things can turn on a dime in the 5th inning. No score in game 2. Ian Kinsler hits one on the top of the fence. It's only a double. He failed to score. Then in the bottom half of that inning, Edgar Renteria went deep, and the Giants led it 1-0 after 5 instead of trailing 1-0 after 4.5.
And won it 9-0 in game 2. Here's Francoeur after Kinsler strikes out looking. Jeff is 0 for 1. Started to say when he grounded out, he started the season with the Mets. Was rescued out of that organization after hitting .237. Picked up at the end of August. Before rosters had to be set and a player had to be on a team to be eligible to get onto a postseason roster. Did a nice job in 15 games, 53 at bats, hit .340. That's strike 2. Francoeur is a guy who came up with Atlanta first full year in the big leagues, hit .300 with 14 home runs. Hit 29 home runs in 06, 19 in 07, and then the production started to taper off. Here he is with the Rangers as he takes strike 3 over the inside corner, 2 out. Bill Miller, the home plate umpire, is giving the pitchers a big strike zone. And this one is called strike 3.
Well, you saw that pitch to Renteria. Renteria thought it was low. Francoeur thought that ball was inside. So you're right. East and west, north and south. Bill Miller very liberal behind the plate tonight.
And my personal opinion on it is this is a better game, the game of baseball, when the home plate umpire will call strikes.
If it's a strike.
Well, yeah, but I mean, some guys, the strike zone becomes so small that it just drags an at bat on. If hitters know that the pitch, the borderline, is going to be called a strike, they'll go up there ready to swing. Pitchers are more ready to bring it to them, and the game moves at a better clip.
Yeah, high. I think the high strike zone is the one that most people around baseball would consider not called anymore, that high strike.
That's too high. I think Jim Palmer was the one who said, if I pitched the way I pitched in my day currently with a strike zone and how they don't call the high strike, I wouldn't be successful. He lived up there.
He did. High fastballs. High fastballs and high curveballs.
Here is a 4-pitch walk to Benji Molina. He has the 2 walks tonight that Sanchez has handed out. Tonight's AT&T trivia question: who was the last American League team to win their first World Series game at home? Something that Texas is trying to do here tonight to get on the board, so to speak. And Mitch Moreland put the Rangers on the board with a 3-run shot with 2 out in his first at bat. And now with a big swing, pops it up. Left side of the infield, Renteria gives way to Uribe. And we go to the 5th. Colby Lewis back to the hill. 3-0 Rangers. Back after this from your local Fox station.
Relax. I'm one of the good guys.
Wednesday, November 17th. The man who guards your life with his own.
Oh, I am the only person who can protect you.
Gets a little backup.
Think of me as a benefactor, and your team would have access to my planes, my cars.
Oh, I can get used to this.
Human Target. Season premiere Wednesday, November 17th on Fox.
Hi, I'm Steve Eager.
And I'm Heather Hayes. We are outside the ballpark in Arlington where the Rangers are trying to win their first ever World Series game.
And we'll be right back out here after the game with fans and a complete post-game wrap-up. Stay with the home team. Fox 4 after the game. Go Rangers.
Want more of the newest baseball postseason merchandise? Dick's Sporting Goods is the place for all your Texas Rangers claw and antler tees, plus Texas jerseys, polos, jackets, hoodies, headwear, pennants, car flags, and rally towels. For more Texas baseball merchandise, every postseason starts at Dick's.
Juan Uribe playing in his second World Series during this entire postseason. He has driven home 9. He's made the most of his 6 hits. And he has been a performer here in the postseason for San Francisco. 6-0 personally in World Series play as Uribe after he took a strike. He was a winner, won it all with the White Sox when they won it in 05. 4-game sweep over Houston.
Tell you, that slider of Colby Lewis just keeps on sliding.
And it's getting better.
Yeah, it is. He was up with it early in the game.
Here's the 0-2. Well outside to Uribe, ball 1. Sandoval the DH, then Renteria. Here's the 1-2. 88-mile-per-hour pitch. Fouled back and out of play. This is one of the prettiest ballparks we walk into. I mean, the setting in San Francisco is unbeatable. But walking out onto this field, the way they have this place configured, fans feel right on top of the field. And Uribe flies one to center. Back is Hamilton in front of the track. 1 out. This is a ballpark that opened in '94. This is the 17th year they've played here. And did you know the food consumption at the game, bottled beer, by the way, this is per game. 45,000 plus bottles of beer compared to only 15,000 jumbo hot dogs. That's quite a ratio. Nachos, bottled sodas, burgers, sausages.
In fact, the hamburger, that's why I illustrated that. The hamburger was invented about 70 miles from here in Athens, Texas, back in 1904. It's
one of the healthy plates that guy's bringing back to his seats. Here's a foul backing out of play.
No cholesterol whatsoever.
How many cardiologists just saw those stats from this ballpark and grinned?
Knowing they'll be kept in business for a while.
There you go. Mix in a little water. 0-2 is the count. 1 out, nobody on. Sandoval bounced into a double play his first time, and now he strikes out. Molina flips for out number 2. With the bases empty, Renteria, who was called out on strikes his first time, is digging his way in.
One thing about Colby Lewis and that slider, to left-handed hitters, he tries to make it go down. It's almost like a curveball. And with 2 strikes, it disappears on left-handed batters. And that's what happened to Sandoval.
The 2 out, Renteria chases. First pitch strikes. Only 3 times has he missed the first pitch so far, and he is through 4 2/3. Only 2 hits allowed. What a good play by Young. Tough play, made it look easy. Funny hop at the end, and it's another 1-2-3 frame for Colby Lewis. Little flavor of the ballpark here in Arlington. 3-0. The World Series on Fox is sponsored by Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. As we slip into the bottom of the 5th inning here in game 3. 3-0 Rangers thanks to a 2-out 3-run home run by Mitch Moreland in the 2nd. He rescued what could have been another frustrating inning for Texas. Ball 1 down and into Andrus, who is 0 for 2. Elvis has struck out, grounded out, now 1 for 8 in this World Series. Why not? Try and drop one down. It's a ball up and away. 2-0. That has pulled the corner infielders in. Uribe, the moments on the grass at third. Strike one.
Only 11.5% of Elvis's hits this year for extra bases. And we talked to Ron Washington about whether Elvis will gain power as he gets older, and he thinks he will. I remember Ryan Sandberg with the Chicago Cubs the first couple of years when he played under Jimmy Fry and Dallas Green, who had taken over there. He had about 15 home runs in 2 years, and Jimmy Fry talked to him about turning on that pitch inside, and Sandberg became a guy who hit between 25 and 30 home runs a year. And Ron Washington thinks Elvis eventually will be that type hitter.
Here's a line drive foul down the left field line. Well, he's just 22 years old, Elvis. And while he has committed 3 errors this postseason, 16 during the regular year, you just come away from a meeting with him thoroughly impressed. In that position, both in the order and in the field, seems like it's set for this club for a long time to come. There's a ground ball up the middle, a base hit, and Andrus is on to start the 5th. Chevrolet and baseball have teamed up to give fans a chance to win an all-new 2011 Chevrolet Cruze. Just register at worldseries.com/cruise. That's C-R-U-Z-E. for your shot at the big prize. Here is Michael Young, 2 for 2. And a Texas Rangers lifer is Michael Young. That one almost got away.
5 pickoffs on the year for Sanchez. Good play by Aubrey Huff to prevent that ball from rolling down the right field line and rattling around down there.
Michael Young has to stretch out after that swing. He is a career 300 hitter in the big leagues. Won a batting title in 2005 when he hit 331. And he's been a power guy. This is a good power hitter's park.
Michael Young with good power to right center field.
Here's the 0-1. To the third baseman. Backing up is Uribe. What a play to get them both. You can't turn it any better. 5-4-3. Uribe to Sanchez with a good turn.
A tricky late hop to Uribe. Gives a fine feed to Sanchez. And Sanchez turning it beautifully. I said a fine feed. I thought it was a fine feed, but it looked high. And Sanchez made it look like a good feed. Well, that's, you will not see an around the horn double play turned any better than Uribe and Sanchez.
And now with 2 out, nobody on, here is Josh Hamilton, who's 0 for 2 and trying to find a swing again. Missed the majority of the month of September and then worked his way back. The final weekend of the regular season was rusty by his own admission in the division series. Here's that neighborhood play at second base.
Second base umpires will usually give a second baseman the benefit of the doubt. One of the few times we saw it called where the runner was safe was in last year's ALCS in game 2, Yankees and the Anaheim Angels.
I'm not so sure that either guy was out. Let's see if Sanchez, by the time he gets this throw, just coming off the bag, I think he might have still been on it just a bit.
I thought so.
Yeah. And then the throw over to first. Yeah, he's on the bag. Throw to first was awfully close, but you just can't do it any better than Sanchez.
Nope.
And now with a 2-1 pitch, Hamilton hits one to right. A no-doubter for Josh Hamilton. It's 4-0.
There are hangers and there are hangers. This was a major league hanging curveball, but not for long.
Hit 32 during the regular season as Vladimir Guerrero takes a ball high.
Ouch.
Two 2-0 on Guerrero. Ron Washington would love to see number 32. The man who drives this offense get hot, as he did when he won the MVP award in the ALCS against the Yankees. Got to the point the Yankees didn't want to pitch to him at all. And when they did in the clincher game 6, the guy at the plate got him. Vladimir Guerrero.
Jonathan Sanchez gave up 5 home runs to left-handed batters this year. He's given up 2 here tonight.
Here's a 3-0. Guerrero, that's not close. A 2-out walk. And that's going to be it. It appears for Sanchez. Cannot get through 5, and here comes Mota. Sanchez cannot get through 5 here tonight. Home run Hamilton. 4-0. Texas in the bottom of the 5th.
The guys tell you if Belichick was right to dump Moss or if Randy will have his revenge. Tomorrow on Fox NFL Sunday.
Well, the Giants have to wonder what's happened to their talented left-hander Jonathan Sanchez, who was so good against Atlanta in the division series. Not as good in game 2 of the NLCS. Couldn't get through 3 in game 6 of the NLCS, and now here in game 3 of the World Series, can't make it through the 5th. Guillermo Mota, who was good in relief, hadn't worked at all this postseason until he came on and threw a scoreless inning in game 2, takes over. So back-to-back games for Mota. Strike 1 on Cruz. Runner at first. Vladimir Guerrero and Nelson Cruz, who has a double and a run scored and a ground out, deals with Mota.
We talked about it in game 2 about how uncomfortable Nelson Cruz starts out. That left leg slung toward the third baseline, and then he kind of eases into a comfortable position to hit with that left foot.
Misses outside. Ball and a strike.
Batting stances are funny. It doesn't matter how you start. It's what your position is when the ball is in that hitting area, 12 to 15 feet from home plate.
Good pitch from Mota. And that's strike 2.
See how he eases that left foot into a hitting position. You might say, why doesn't he start out like that? Well, it's just style. That's all. Personal preference.
Almost walked right into it.
Now, how can you argue with a guy who hit 318 on the season? That fastball inside.
Two and two. Runner goes on ball 3, and a throw down ends the inning. Vladimir Guerrero caught stealing. He stole 4 during the regular season. Buster Posey, the rookie, got him. Another run for Texas. Homer Hamilton, 4-0 after 5.
Really?
Really?
It's time for a phone to save us from our phones. New Windows Phone, designed to get you in and out and back to life.
Tonight's game is sponsored by MasterCard, the preferred card of Major League Baseball, and by Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. 6th inning now, and top of the order for the Giants. That means Andres Torres, who takes a strike. That is just the 64th pitch of the night for Colby Lewis, as he tries to provide innings for this pitching staff and his manager Ron Washington. Pitch number 65 is strike 2. Ron Washington's bullpen was worn out in game 2. Still 0-2. There are members of the cast of Raising Hope, which can be seen here on Fox on Tuesdays, and Martha Plimpton, second one in, is going to sing God Bless America here tonight. Here's a ground ball to the left of Andrus, who makes the play, 1 out. Well, it's a big day of sports and a great Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader. Big early game is the Green Bay Packers at the New York Jets, who are rolling. Redskins, Lions, Panthers, Rams, and then late America's game of the week, Vikings at the Patriots, as well as the Bucs and Cards, Seahawks and Raiders. And the big question is, will Brett Favre start? He, in the regular season, has started 291 straight. And Randy Moss is, as you know, back in a Minnesota uniform, now the teammate of Brett Favre, who had hoped that he would join him in Green Bay. Randy Moss is going back to take on the Patriots. That's where he has been. That is over the head of Freddie Sanchez. He's just lucky to get out of the way.
Everybody excitable here. This is just a curveball. You can see it curve. If you're going to get hit, you want to get hit by a 76-mile-an-hour curveball and not a 95-mile-an-hour heater.
Here is a 1-1. Reaching for it, Michael Young takes care of out number 2. By the way, as always, the coverage begins football-wise tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, with the Ford Fox NFL pregame show brought to you by the all-new Ford Edge Drive 1. And then we'll be here tomorrow night after a long day of football with good matchups for Game 4. Madison Bumgarner against Tommy Hunter. Hunter has struggled so far this postseason. 0-1 ERA over 6 in 2 starts. Strike 1 on Aubrey Huff. There's a lefty, Bumgarner, who has been impressive.
He has proven to the Giants he is unafraid in the postseason.
Just turned 21. That one's down into the right field corner. Off the bat of Aubrey Huff, and that will go for a 2-out double. Not running hard, coasting into second, and Francoeur, who kicked it along the wall, has time to get it back in. Huff is content with a double.
First extra base hit for the Giants tonight as Aubrey Huff steps into a high breaking ball. I'll tell you, Lewis has gotten away with some hangers tonight. He didn't get away with that one.
Here is Buster Posey. Buster's been on base twice. He has walked and singled. Still looking for his first postseason home run. He hit 18 in 108 games during the regular season with the Giants. That young battery, here's half of it tomorrow night with a 21-year-old Bumgarner. Posey's 23 and he takes a ball high. For Aubrey Huff, that's his first hit of the night. There's a grounder foul outside third. Lewis had retired 7 straight before the double by Huff. Strike 2.
Talked about it earlier. Buster Posey has shown resiliency at the plate, the ability to adjust with 2 strikes and go the other way.
Time called by Posey. On deck is Burrell. If he gets to the plate here in the 6th inning, he could make this a lot more interesting. That's up to Posey and Colby Lewis. Got him looking. Strikeout number 5. Rangers up by 4.
This chalupa's huge. I can barely finish it.
Joe Girardi? You're done, kid. I gotta pull you.
Joe, I got a couple bites.
Nah. You said you could barely finish. I'm gonna make a move.
I take it from here, kid.
Mo.
It's the biggest chalupa in the game. Taco Bell's new Double XL Chalupa. Double the beef, loads of nacho cheese sauce, and tons of toppings in a monster chalupa shell.
Kid chewed a heck of a chalupa today.
Yeah, for a rookie.
Think outside the bun.
The World Series on Fox is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Tonight's AT&T trivia question was, name the last American League team to win their first World Series game at home. You have to go back to the Toronto Blue Jays, who won Game 3 of the '92 World Series at Skydome over Atlanta. Winning run scored on a bases loaded fly ball single in the 9th by Candy Maldonado. Nelson Cruz was at the plate when Guerrero was thrown out stealing in the 5th. Here's a fly ball into left. Back is Burrell on the track. 1 out. Cruz may have broken his bat. Our BlackBerry game summary. In Game 1, the Giants won it 11-7 as the Giants' bats came alive. 3-run shot there by Uribe. Game 2, all Matt Cain. He was great. And a 9-0 win as that game was broken open with a 7-run 8th. And now here tonight, Jonathan Sanchez has been knocked out before he could get through 5, and Colby Lewis is doing what the Rangers fans have come to expect. With him in his home uniform, he came in 2-0 with an ERA of 1.45, with 2 wins over the Yankees in the ALCS. He's allowed 3 hits, and no runs here tonight. And Kinsler took a strike. Now a ball.
Yeah, the Rangers had a 2-0 lead over Tampa Bay, and the Rays came in here and won both games. And then the Rangers had to go back to Tampa Bay, and behind Cliff Lee won that game. All games in that series, won on the road.
Strike 2 on Kinsler, which brings up Cliff Lee. Lee was the guy who won game 1, then came back and won game 5. He's never worked on short rest. We did talk to Ron Washington, the manager of the Rangers, before the game about the pitching situation, and he said unequivocally, if the Rangers win tonight, it'll be Tommy Hunter on the mound tomorrow night against Bumgarner. And to that point, they had not even talked to Cliff Lee about pitching on short rest. He said, however, if we lose here tonight, and that would mean the Rangers would be down 3-0. He said, then that's something that we would have to at least consider and go to him with. But I think you can make the case that even if the Rangers win here tonight, still trailing in the series 2-1, you have the opportunity to pitch Lee 2 more times if you got the ball tomorrow night. But the Rangers to this point are unwilling to even broach the subject.
Even though Cliff Lee may not be a member of the Rangers next year. This being his walk year and the first time that he has been a free agent.
The Rangers are not assured that they're going to have him past the end of this upcoming week. Here's a shattered bat. The ball flared into left for a base hit. And thankfully that broken bat ended up hitting the backstop below the screen as this thing was sawed off in the hands of Ian Kinsler.
There's an expression among hitters that I would trade a bat for a hit any day. There are plenty of bats. There aren't many hits.
So 1 on 1 out. Francoeur will be the hitter. Struck out his last time up, grounded out his first time. Now dealing with a right-hander, Mota. Kinsler starts and stops and a ball down and away. That was at least, Ken Rosenthal, part of our conversation with Ron Washington. And the subject came up that they hadn't even talked to Cliff Lee about potentially going on short rest tomorrow, no matter the situation.
Right, Joe. And I asked his agent, Derek Broniker, yesterday if Lee would be willing to go on 3 days rest. And he kind of scoffed at people and the perception who say that, no, Lee doesn't want to do that. He said that anybody who knows Cliff Lee knows that that is something he would want to do. And Ron Washington basically reinforced that before the game. At the same time, Lee is not going to lobby for the start when Tommy Hunter is one of his best friends on the team.
Here is a pitch outside to Francoeur. The count's 2-0.
Seems as though we have similar conversations about 3 days rest every postseason.
Every year. Here's a 2-0. Ball 3 on Francoeur.
And it's becoming more and more and more distant where pitchers, anybody, regardless of their courage, their guts, that managers and pitching coaches just shy away from pitching, starting pitchers with just 3 days rest in the postseason.
Here's a 3-0 runner goes. The throw down to second, not in time. On strike 1 to Francoeur. Stolen base, Ian Kinsler.
He stole that base off Mota. Buster Posey had no chance. Actually makes a good throw. Kinsler, that rare combination of speed and power.
Time called at the plate. And just to put a capper on that, I think if you're Texas and you traded away Justin Smoke, your top hitting prospect, and 3 others to basically outbid the Yankees to get Cliff Lee to come to Texas, you're in your first World Series in franchise history, and you're down in this series 2-0 coming in. That's got to be a real heavy consideration, considering you do not have him locked up past 2010.
I couldn't agree with you more, but unfortunately the baseball establishment and the powers that select pitchers select them on that basis, that they've got to have 4 days rest. I don't agree with it. Nothing has ever been done as far as doctor studies of it, whether it's different with 4 days rest as opposed to 3 days rest. No one's ever done a study of that particular issue. But baseball insists, and pitching coaches insist, that it should be 4 days rest, and that is the minimum for a pitcher to come back.
Here is Benji Molina now with 2 on, 1 out, a walk to Francoeur. Molina has walked twice. That was against Sanchez. He's come up with some big hits, not just with the Rangers in his postseason career this season, but in the past. Throw back to second, and Kinsler returns in time.
Such an interesting situation with Benji Molina. I mean, he's guaranteed a World Series ring, whichever team wins. 61 games with the Giants, 63 with the Rangers.
It's a 4-0 Rangers lead here in the 6th. And a tap foul by Molina. We give you our in-game box score, brought to you by Geico. Tim talked about the 2 through 6 hitters and how they needed to step it up for Texas, and they are 5 for 14 with a home run. The other home run belongs to the number 9 hitter, who so far has the biggest swing of the night. 2 out, 3-run shot. 2 on here, 1 out, and a strike on a good pitch on the outside corner from Mota. It's 0-2. That guy is on deck. Mitch Moreland. That's why Affeldt is getting loose for the Giants in their pen. Mota is bothered by Kinsler behind him.
Guillermo is also bothered by a 6'4" frame that makes him very difficult to make a move like that. The turn, the reverse turn to get the runner at second base.
Counts 0-2 on Benji Molina. To the left side, Renteria will go to second. Out, over to first, a big double play. Well turned by Renteria and Sanchez. 4-0 into the 7th. Texas on top. Back after this from your local Fox station. Texas Rangers have had their fun tonight. Back home. Done it on the mound, done it at the plate. Colby Lewis is taking care of the pitching. Mitch Moreland and Josh Hamilton provided the offense. 4 runs, 7 hits tonight, compared to nothing on 3 hits for the Giants. 7th inning now, and Burrell, who has struck out twice, takes a strike. It's Burrell, then Cody Ross, then Uribe. If anybody gets on the DH, Sandoval. This is still a game, and the Giants trying to jump back and get something started against Colby Lewis.
Yeah, right now they have 9 outs to score at least 4 runs.
And realize that the young closer for Texas is waiting in the wings. And Ron Washington told us before the game, even though to this point he hasn't used him for more than 4 outs, it's a different situation. And kind of laughed. He said, some of the things I said I would never do, now I find myself contemplating. Burrell pops it up, left side, foul, and that will get out of play. So Neftali Feliz is waiting and will pitch tonight no matter what. He hasn't worked in a while. Geico in-game box score for the Giants, only 3 hits, 1 extra base hit. That belongs to Huff. It came with 2 outs in the 6th. There's Neftali. He's 22 years old. Burrell pops one right side, out of play. Still 1-2. For the Giants in their postseason history, their largest comeback win, 4 runs when they trailed in 1921 in Game 3 to the Yankees.
That was 2 years after World War I ended.
The 1-2 popped up, foul ball, again out of play. So Burrell is at least in a battle with Colby Lewis. Pitch count is in a good spot for Colby. Trying to pitch deep into Game 3. He's at 81. In the 7th, Burrell leading off. Strikes out for the 3rd time tonight. 1 away.
That slider has been Colby Lewis's friend in the postseason. That's a dime spin. When it's gripped tightly, it spins with a smaller spin spot that catchers used to refer to as dime spin compared to a quarter spin. Usually quarter spin are very loosely held sliders and not the proper sliders to throw.
Cody Ross is 0 for 1 with a walk. He's flied out, took a strike. That's outside. Ball and a strike as Affeldt is getting ready to work. Moreland is due up first in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1. In on the hand, strike 2.
Colby Lewis so far has made it look so effortless.
Molina tried to pull it back in. 2-2.
There's that spot. Molina sitting outside and the slider outside.
Full count. Colby Lewis does not have a dynamic fastball. He can't light up the radar gun like some of the others, but he has put the fastball in a good spot. 3-2. High fly ball into deep left center. Back at the wall. Home run, Cody Ross. And it's a 4-1 Texas lead here in the 7th. Home run number 5 of this postseason for Cody Ross. And it's a 3-run game.
That's one fastball that Lewis did not locate well. That ball up and in, and Cody Ross showed the National League Philadelphia Phillies how he could hit the inside fastball. Home run number 5 on the postseason.
And a quick visit from Mike Maddox, the pitching coach. shutout is gone for Lewis, and this is just a 3-run game. Now it's Uribe, and action starts for the Rangers in their bullpen with Darren Oliver. Strike one. Veteran left-hander. The question you would have to ask Ron Washington after that meltdown in game 2, there's strike 2, is who does he trust right now in his bullpen? Guys came out of the bullpen: Holland, Lowe, Kirkman. Couldn't find the strike zone.
Well, Ron certainly trusts the guy he hasn't used that we talked about last inning, Neftali Perez, or I beg your pardon, Feliz.
The 1-2. Chopped to third. Young gets a true hop. 2 out. And yet, Tim, the interesting part is that for as good as Feliz was this year with 40 saves, over his last 25 appearances, he's 11 for 11. You don't know what the young man, who's 22 years old, how he will handle the situation until he gets in it, and he will pitch tonight no matter what.
That's how managers and pitching coaches get down to the decision of leaving the guy on the mound.
Sandoval flies one into center. And it's a 1-run top of the 7th on yet another home run from Cody Ross. Colby Lewis gets through the top of the 7th. Affeldt is coming in to work the bottom half. Our game summary. Moreland with the first Texas Rangers home run in this World Series. Hamilton went deep. Now Cody Ross has gone deep, his 5th of the postseason. It's 4-1 as we get ready to stretch. God Bless America will be sung by Martha Plimpton here tonight on Family Night. Family Night is brought to you by Chevrolet. Be sure to check out Martha and her TV family on Fox's Raising Hope Tuesdays. Right now, here's public address announcer Chuck Morgan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and join with the San Francisco Giants, the Texas Rangers, and all of Major League Baseball as we pause to honor the men and women of our armed services here at home and around the world. We invite you to join in singing God Bless America with Martha Plimpton, star of the Fox television show Raising Hope.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet
The World Series on Fox is sponsored by AT&T. Rethink possible. Beautiful night here in Arlington. If you look at Fort Worth, it's a great part of the country. And right now, with a football team, the Dallas Cowboys 1-5, the Texas Rangers have stepped into the void, and they have brought their fans to the World Series for the first time in franchise history, down 2-0. Leading here in game 3, 4-1. Bottom of the 7th, Affeldt takes over. Moreland grounds to first. And Huff to the bag, 1 out. That'll bring in Elvis Andrus. Wednesday, November 17th, Human Target is back and better than ever when your life is in danger. They're the only team to call. Human Target season premiere Wednesday, November 17th at 8 Eastern, 7 Central here on Fox. Here's Andrus, who singled his last time up. And Michael Young hit into a double play, which was followed by a Josh Hamilton home run. Affeldt finds the strike zone to Andrus. Venezuelan-born shortstop. The ball and a strike.
Talk about filling the void. That's exactly what Jeremy Affeldt did in game 6 when he came in the 3rd inning for Jonathan Sanchez. Runners on at first and second, and retired the middle of the Philly order.
There's a strike over the inside corner.
And then retired the Phillies in order in inning 4. You could make a case that those 2 innings, the 3rd and 4th innings of game 6 against the Phillies, the most important innings for a reliever in that series.
There is no doubt. He restored order. That's chopped foul. Kept it a tie game. And the way Bruce Bochy managed that game, game 6, he admitted afterward he wanted no part of a game 7. He brought Lincecum in as his setup reliever, then had to bring Brian Wilson in. And Brian Wilson struck out Ryan Howard with 2 on, up by a run, and 2 out to end the National League Championship Series. But Affeldt got it started out of the bullpen. Here's a 1-2. 2-2.
If, as some people say, baseball is a chess game, Bruce Bochy moved his pieces around like Bobby Fischer in that game.
Here's one up the middle. Andrus 2 for his last 2. George W. Bush on the way to commercial after God Bless America from Martha Plimpton. It was 9 years ago today. Magical moment, and it certainly was. Brought to you by Warner Brothers Pictures, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 in theaters November 19th. And we were there in 2001, the year of 9/11, and the political party that night didn't matter. Standing on that mound at Yankee Stadium and firing a strike is a World Series moment I'll never forget.
Nor I.
And he will throw out ceremonial first pitch tomorrow night here in Arlington with his father. George W. Bush, who was the managing general partner from '89 to '94 when he was then elected governor in November, maintained interest in the ownership group, which held on to it until 1998 when Tom Hicks took over. And this year it was Chuck Greenberg, who, along with Nolan Ryan, part of a group of investors who were awarded this franchise in bankruptcy court on the 5th of August. That's hard hit. Uribe to the second baseman Sanchez. They have been terrific, turning double plays tonight. That's the 3rd turned by the Giants. Let's go to the 8th. Game 3. San Francisco batting, trailing Texas 4-1.
Hey man, how's my truck doing?
Good. They're just changing the oil. We're in. Here we go.
Come on, y'all!
I'm gonna go check on the fellas.
You guys almost done?
It's gonna take a while. You're leaking diesel fuel.
Not a diesel engine.
Yeah, that's why it's so bad.
It's the sure sign of a good time. The just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
This is World Series family night. It's on Fox. It's sponsored by Chevrolet. Chevrolet is proud to partner with youth baseball across the country, helping to build the next generation of big leaguers. We're into the 8th, and so is Colby Lewis, who fires a strike into Renteria. Edgar's 0 for 2. He struck out, grounded out, trying to get something started. Darren Oliver still getting loose. Strike 2. And Oliver has been joined by O'Day. But right now, all eyes on Colby Lewis. Shattered bat, pop up, 1 out. Tomorrow night's pitchers, and we're on the air at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific here on Fox. Madison Bumgarner, this postseason, as a 1-0 record, also pitched out of the bullpen for the Giants. In that game 6 against Tommy Hunter, as I mentioned, he has an ERA over 6. And a record of 0-1 as they chant Colby's name here in the 8th. Strike 1.
How many times have you said that tonight with Colby Lewis pitching? Strike 1.
Andres Torres with 1 out. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck is Sanchez. Part of the order will bat again for the Giants. Fly ball into deep right field, back at the wall. Frank Gore leaps, and it's a 2-run game. Andres Torres gets his first of the postseason. It's 4-2 here in the 8th. Solo shot by Cody Ross in the 7th. A solo shot by Torres in the 8th.
Ranger fans squirming on his 99th pitch. A fastball right down the pipe to make it 4-2.
Hit 16 home runs during the regular season, taking over in center. That's his first of the postseason. And he even gets the souvenir as whoever caught it out there and right threw it back. So now the Giants just need a base runner to bring up the tying run. And here's the number 2 man, Freddie Sanchez, who's 1 for 3. Line drive into left field. Back is Cruz for the catch. Allowed second out.
That was a very good play by Nelson Cruz. You don't often get a real good jump on a ball hit over your head. The home run by Torres, and now the rocket by Sanchez. And yet Ron Washington will still allow Colby Lewis to pitch to Aubrey Huff. I think you've got to bring the left-hander in.
I do too. I'm surprised.
Yeah, I am too.
You've got Aubrey Huff, the lefty. He doubled his last time up. And those last 2 swings by the Giants, a home run to right and a rocket to left. We'll see how it works out here in the 8th. 2 nasty pitches. 2 strikes.
Both breaking balls that went down. And the crowd gets up.
That hits Huff, and that will bring the tying run to the plate.
Now that's certainly all I would think right now with the tying run coming up, but trying to be too fine. Aubrey Huff gets hit in the right foot. And Huff happy to be hit.
Backed up in the count 0-2, and that is the end of the night. Feliz just got up. O'Day has been up. Ron Washington to the mound to make the change. O'Day coming in.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
This is a first and second guesser's dream with Darren O'Day taking over. Colby Lewis stayed in, went 7 2/3, was great. Neftali Feliz got up late, was not ready. So instead of Feliz, it's O'Day. And the tying run is at the plate, Buster Posey. Strike one from the side-arming O'Day. Feliz getting loose with Pat Burrell on deck. But this is O'Day, who's given up a home run in this series to Uribe, and Posey, who hasn't hit one in the postseason. Strike two.
Two curves. If you throw another one and you're O'Day, you have to make sure it's outside.
And the Texas Rangers are down 2-0. And here in the 8th inning with 2 out, Neftali Feliz was not ready. Darren O'Day was up with Darren Oliver. And after Huff was left in there to pitch or hit against Colby Lewis, was hit on the foot. It's O'Day trying to end the top of the 8th. Is 0-2. Popped up right side. And out of play.
The thing is, if you bring in Darren Oliver to pitch to Huff, then that gives Neftali Feliz a chance to warm up. And you set O'Day down, and that way you have your best in to pitch to Buster Posey instead of relying on a middle reliever instead of a short reliever.
Closers in the pen. O'Day is on the mound, and here comes an 0-2. That spins Posey off the plate. O'Day has been the setup man for Neftali Feliz. But in this situation, down 2-0, with the tying run at the plate, you look at the troubles for the Rangers bullpen in this World Series. See how this works out for Texas. The 1-2. Wouldn't chase it. Good job by Buster Posey. 2-2. Tying run at the plate. Posey lays off again. A home run by Torres in the inning. Sanchez lined hard to left. Huff on an 0-2 pitch was hit by Lewis. And now it's Posey, the rookie. Runner will go with the pitch. And that's 3 times in a row that O'Day has stepped off.
I think he wants to throw the curveball. He and Molina making sure, and that's what you do. You have your pitcher shaking you off a couple of times. You go out and talk to him, make sure, and throw the ball with conviction.
The 3-2. Reaching for it. Good pitch. Andrus ends the inning. Ron Washington stayed with Colby Lewis. Brought in O'Day. It's a 2-run Texas lead into the bottom of the 8th. Tonight's game is sponsored by Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 1 in theater November 19th. And by BlackBerry. So in the distance, the home of the Dallas Cowboys, Cowboys Stadium. Tomorrow it's a Fox NFL Sunday doubleheader, beginning with the Packers and the Jets. The Redskins, Lions, Panthers, Rams. Then it's America's Game of the Week. Randy Moss returns to New England to take on Tom Brady and the Patriots. And then all that intrigue with Brett Favre, Willie or won't he? Here's Hamilton. Affeld misses up and in, ball 1. Coverage begins tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. The Ford Fox NFL pregame show brought to you by the all-new Ford Edge Drive 1. Hamilton homered his last time up. There's a strike. And that means that 4 of his 5 home runs this postseason have come off left-handed pitching, as he took Sanchez out in the 5th. Now the top of this 8th inning unfolded is what can make this game so much fun, as Hamilton chops it foul and all the decisions that a manager has to make as Ramon Ramirez gets loose for the Giants in their pen. Bottom line, as it was in game 2 for Ron Washington, whatever the moves are, if guys come in and they can't throw strikes or they're ineffective, it doesn't matter. But we're going to bring Ozzie Guillen in, manager of the White Sox and a member of our team here in Arlington during this bottom of the 8th. Ozzie Guillen was saying before the game, if he had the chance and he were in the dugout, Feliz would work 2 innings here tonight. Ron Washington said he would consider that, but he did not have him ready at the top of this 8th. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Josh Hamilton. This could be it for Affeld with the 2 right-handers. Actually 4 coming up. Bigger bats for the Texas Rangers after Hamilton. High fly ball into right center. Torres to his left. 1 out. So with Ramon Ramirez ready and Vladimir Guerrero coming up, we'll take a break, then have Ozzie Guillen join us here in Arlington. 1 out, nobody on. Ramon Ramirez takes over. Ozzie Guillen, manager of the White Sox, is part of our team here in Arlington. And Ozzie, you can do what we all do in the media day in and day out, and that is second guess a manager. How did you think the top of this 8th inning unfolded, and is that how you would have managed it?
Well, it was kind of tough because he got a conference all day, but I let Oliver to face half, then bring Feliz to finish the inning. But meanwhile, I think he got a lot of conferencing all day, and good thing everything worked out for him. But I think Feliz is the best guy out of the bullpen. I was surprised, using at least with 2 out.
Yeah, he left Feliz, who's now getting ready in the bullpen. And as we said, managers make moves, but players have to execute. And Darren O'Day, to his credit, ran the count full and made a very good pitch on 3-2 to make Buster Posey reach for it in the inning.
There are no guarantees, huh?
And with 2 out, nobody on, A strike to Cruz. Here's the 0-1.
Ozzie, sometimes you make the right pitches, you make the right moves, and the bullpen comes in and they may hang what they would normally have as a good pitch.
Well, it's no doubt about it. That's the risk you take. That's the way they're going to criticize or second guess the manager the most. The thing you do out of the bullpen. But in the meanwhile, I'm very glad that thing worked out for him.
So here's a line drive that goes for an error on Renteria. Hard hit, but looked like it went right through his glove. With 1 on, 2 out, Ian Kinsler will be the hitter. Just off the edge of his glove. Kinsler has a hit, stole a base. That happened back in the 6th. Ramirez. Strike 1. The Giants in the 9th inning will have Burrell, Cody Ross, and Juan Uribe. And you know what Cody Ross and Uribe have done this postseason. They have really come through for San Francisco. They'll get a shot at it in the 9th. 0-2 on Kinsler. And a strikeout ends the 8th. So the bullpen has done another good job for San Francisco. No runs against the pen as we go into the 9th with Burrell, Ross, Uribe coming up against Neftali Feliz. Here is the first postseason save opportunity for Neftali Feliz. And he pumps in a 96-mile-per-hour fastball to Pat Burrell. So the Rangers, their fans wondering what they're going to get. For some of the Giants fans, they're wondering too. And the 22-year-old right-hander.
Hard to believe his last save opportunity, October 2nd.
Trying to save game 3. With his Rangers down 2-0. Burrell has struck out 3 times tonight. Breaking ball stays inside. One away.
Texas smoke.
Electric stuff from Neftali Feliz. And now Pat Burrell has struck out 8 of 9 at bats. Walked a few times. Still looking for his first hit. Struck out 4 times tonight. Here's Ross. Strike 1. 98. You see the production from Cody Ross. It was a late addition off waivers from the Marlins. He has homered tonight. He's also walked. Wow. Ross steps out.
There's a guy on the right that knows what it's like to throw 97. Nolan Ryan.
Fly ball into right. Back Francoeur. 2 out. Neftali Feliz, who established a single-season saves record by a rookie in his first full year in the big leagues, has come out of the pen pumping strikes. Ball 1 to Uribe. Living in the high 90s is Feliz.
Really no real reason to go away from that pitch.
Ball 2. 99. Hardest of the inning. One strike away from a win are the Texas Rangers. .99 from Feliz. Game over. Feliz slams the door. Texas Rangers have their first World Series win in franchise history. The pitcher whose last name translated means happy will send these fans packed into Rangers ballpark onto the streets happy here after game 3. Two-hour, 51-minute game. Colby Lewis is undefeated in the postseason at home. A big out picked up by Darren O'Day in the 8th on a ground ball off the bat of Buster Posey, and then Feliz blew away the Giants in the 9th. Down to Ken Rosenthal.
Thanks, Joe. Colby, you won both your ALCS starts coming off losses to the Yankees. You won tonight with the team down 2-0. How do you stay so calm in these situations?
It's your job, you know. You got to go out and perform, and you know, we had to shut the door tonight, and I was just fortunate to you know, go out and command the strike zone and make good pitches when I needed to.
20-pitch first inning, and then after that you got into a groove. What changed?
My off-speed stuff. I felt like I was commanding my off-speed stuff a little bit better. I was having a tough time trying to get the fastball into lefties, but was able to command the slider a little bit and kept them off balance.
How about the feeling in the stadium tonight? They were chanting your name. You walked off the field to a tremendous ovation.
Yeah, I was just really excited to come back home. I knew that with these fans here that we are a definite advantage. So I just want to thank everybody that showed up tonight. Also my beautiful wife and son and family that got to come out. My friends that flew all the way from California. So it was definitely a good time, and I'm glad we came away with a win.
Finally, 8th inning, you gave up the home run to Torres. You had the hard hit ball by Sanchez. How surprised were you that Ron Washington left you in to face Huff?
You know, I mean, I felt like I've been throwing the ball pretty good all night, and it just kind of shows that he had some confidence in me, and I jerked that curveball to hit Huff, but, you know, my pitch count was up there, so he came and got me. No big deal.
Colby, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Joe, back to you.
All right, Kenny, congratulations to Colby Lewis. Fantastic here again tonight for the Texas Rangers, who win Game 3 4-2, and now the Giants lead 2-1. The final swing, high heat, too much for Uribe. Feliz gets the save, his first since October 2nd. The Rangers celebrate. Nolan Ryan standing and applauding. We'll take a break, come back, and the guys will be on the other side. 4-2, Texas.
Hi, I'm Steve Eager.
And I'm Heather Hayes. We are outside the ballpark in Arlington where the Rangers are trying to win their first ever World Series game.
And we'll be right back out here after the game with fans and a complete post-game wrap-up. Stay with the home team. Fox 4 after the game. Go Rangers.
Well, everything is bigger in Texas, including the home performances of Colby Lewis. He allowed just 2 solo shots in 7 2/3. He improves to 3-0 with a 1.69 ERA this postseason. Texas a winner for the first time ever in the World Series. 4-2 your final. And folks, we have ourselves a series. Hi, everybody. Chris Rose, White Sox skipper Ozzie Guillen, Eric Karros, and a few thousand Ranger fans that are awfully excited. Now, Ozzie, in the pregame, you said Colby Lewis was the right man for the job to be on the bump for the Rangers. Why? What'd you think and what'd you see?
Well, you know what's doubt in anybody's mind. This guy been great the last 2 outings. He got a lot of confidence. He's throwing strikes. He was commanding the ball very well. And his first pitch strike, that's the key. I think this guy, he threw every pitch and every opportunity, and the thing was work out for him.
As far as the Rangers, though, they do it with their bats as well. Best hitting team in baseball, and we saw why tonight, Eric Karros.
Well, they were able to get a hold of a few balls, drove some out of the ballpark, and that's how they've done it with home runs. Remember, they had 17 home runs coming in to the World Series during the postseason. They hadn't hit any yet. Tonight, Moreland, the big 3-run shot, and then Josh Hamilton. He's shown up. That could spell trouble for the San Francisco Giants.
And what about Neftali Feliz? They were putting out an all-points bulletin on him for a while. We hadn't seen him in like 8 days or so. He was throwing gas.
Well, he really was. And real interesting because Ron Washington took a lot of heat after Game 2 for not getting in the game and getting his feet wet. Well, he didn't show any ill effects. 13 pitches, 10 strikes. Just blew people away. Only threw 1 off-speed pitch, and that was to Pat Burrell, just, I don't know, to kind of mess around. But he came in, absolutely shut the door, and this has given new life to this Texas Ranger ball club.
The way he was throwing, he probably could have come in about the 6th inning and still blown those guys away. And once again, you would have liked to have seen him come in that 8th inning, correct?
Well, there's no doubt that you're going to have your best pitcher, but I think Ron Washington rolled the dice, did a good job. He knows the team better than we do, and he got a lot of confidence all day, and good thing everything worked out for him.
All right, well, one of the hitting stars tonight, Mitch Moreland. He became just the 2nd rookie in the last 7 World Series to go deep in a game. A few moments ago, our Ken Rosenthal caught up with him.
You know, I knew it was tough. I had a runner in scoring position and had that slider to work with, you know, and I just wanted to get a good pitch to hit and battled and, you know, fouled off a few good pitches and finally got a pitch I could drive and put a good swing on it.
Now, you haven't played that long, but that was your first career homer off a left-hander. It was also the first home run by a Ranger in their history in the World Series. Did you realize all that?
No, I was happy to get some runs on the board, you know, let Colby work.
Finally, how important was this for the team tonight, and how much did the feeling in the dugout change after your home run?
It was big. You know, we needed this. We knew we had to come in and do our job today, and you know, kind of get us a fresh start going after the road series. So we came in, did our job. Colby threw a great game, and we put some stuff together and came out with a dub.
New series?
That's right.
Mitch, thank you very much. Back to you.
All right, guys, thank you very much. This place is rocking, and with good reason, because we have ourselves a series tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Game 4, your scheduled starters. Madison Bumgarner, 21 years old and change. He'll become the 5th youngest pitcher to start a World Series game. Tommy Hunter, winless in the postseason, but 7-0 at home this year during the regular season. So, Eric Karros, what are you looking forward to in Game 4?
You know, I think both of the pitchers can do well, but I'm guessing this is probably going to be a bullpen game. Madison Bumgarner threw well out of the pen in Game 6. His start earlier in the series in the NLCS, not so good. Both bullpens are rested. Both bullpens have a lot of confidence, and that's why I think the game will be decided tomorrow.
And Ozzie, if you're Ron Washington, you got to be feeling pretty good, because tonight you got contributions from the guys you were looking for, Andrus and Young, Hamilton and Cruz, right?
Yeah, I think so, because right now you win one game, that you take all the pressure on the players. I think that I said it today. This game is going to be the biggest game they're going to play, just because they're going to come here and relax. They got the support of the fans. They know they can swing the bat in this ballpark. I'm looking for another good game for them.
Guys, it is the first time since the 2001 World Series between the New York Yankees and Arizona Diamondbacks. The home team has won the first 3 games in the series. Ozzie, you want to give them one of their little claws back here? Give them one of that. Unbelievable. We're ready for Game 4. It's going to be a lot of fun. Coming up next, it's your late local news, except on the West Coast when it'll be seen at its regularly scheduled time. Then later on Fox Late Night, it's Bryn, followed by Running Wild. And join Fox Sports tomorrow for a huge day. First, it's a Fox NFL doubleheader starting with the pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Then you got the Packers and Jets headlining our action as well. And Randy Moss's return to Foxborough, it is a big part of our Game 2 slate. Then immediately following the OT, we bring you Game 4 of the World Series from right here in Arlington. Our coverage begins at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Promotional consideration paid for by the following. For more information on tonight's game and the latest in Major League Baseball news, simply log on to foxsports.com, powered by MSN, the world's favorite sports site. This is Chris Rose saying so long from Arlington, Texas. Fox Sports is your home for the 2010 World Series. Down 2-0. The Rangers were victorious in their first World Series home game and are showing no signs of fading away.
The guys tell you if Belichick was right to dump Moss or if Randy will have his revenge. Tomorrow on Fox NFL Sunday.
Fox Soccer Channel. The Big Ten Network. Speed. Fuel TV. FSN. And Fox Sports. The greatest collection of sports networks in the world.